I am finally done with the first semester of graduate school
Woo!
and
Cheers to
last
that.
semester of graduate school. So here we go.
Here's to your future, Clint.
Oh God. Yeah, which is this podcast. So if you listeners don't get more listeners to listen in.
No this. You're listening to Know This. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris Evans.
No, you're not.
I wish. I'm Clint. A 1, 2, 3, 4
You're finally listening. Let it cheer. It's the best damn episodes.
of the year.
It's the seasons of Christmas.
Season of Chris's.
No, not the kind of Christmas. It's the seasons of Chris Pratt.
Ugh, the worst one. Here we go.
Every single time you always end with this person.
You should know by now that I don't like people, Jeremy. Anyways,
Okay.
Christopher Pratt. Is he a Christopher or is he just
He
Chris?
is a Christopher.
Is anyone ever just a Chris?
Like,
Of course.
I know people who are non-English native speakers who name their children Chris or name them like something like that, like Will or things like that. You know, like some people would name them just Will, not William, and things like that. A lot of those people who don't have that as a native language, they only hear Will. So it's like, oh, I think Will's a cute name. I'm going to name them just Will. You know,
Mhm.
there's not a reason to name it William or to name them Christopher if they're just
Yeah.
always known as Chris anyways, you know?
Yeah, I get it. Like, why have the name longer when you're just gonna call him Will anyways?
It's our last freaking episode of this entire year.
Of the year.
Yes. I'm not going to go into song though, but like, how you feeling about that? Like, we did this. We made it a whole year.
Yeah, man. It's probably gonna be the last episode ever too, so it's fine. I feel good. I'm great.
We pretty much did this for a whole half year.
For those who started with us and have stuck through, why?
Thank you, Mom and Dad.
Yes, thank you to my whole family. That's
Mhm.
75% of our listeners. I'm proud of us for doing it for 6 months
Mhm.
or more, and it feels like it hasn't been that long. It has gone by really fast.
We're also taking interns on a volunteer basis. If anybody
Uh.
wants to help out, hit us up in our DMs on Instagram.
Yeah, you want some experience with video editing or just audio editing
Mm-hmm.
for whatever thing you're learning, we are here for you.
Yeah. Do you want to work for a startup in the heart of Silicon Valley?
Oh, Jeremy is your
Half
guy.
of us are at Silicon Valley right here. So
Mhm.
I think that's kind of what we're talking about right now.
Yes. Do you want to work for the Mormon capital of the world? Half of us.
Yeah, and you could if you want to meet with Clint.
So hit us up at the knowthispodcast@gmail.com.
We're also looking for art interns or music interns, whatever you all want.
Yeah, people are quitting on us, guys.
At the end of this year, they're like, we're done. We
It's
can't do
over.
The season of Chris was no good. Without further ado, let's get to our fourth and final Chris of the year.
Thank God.
Christopher Michael Pratt.
Oh, he has the most basic one out of all four of them.
What?
Yeah, it
Because
is.
Pine has this, he has LaCroix
White
or
Law.
something? Yeah, White Claw. That's what it was.
White Law.
So, as we know, if you've listened to our Chris Pine episode from the very beginning of the seasons of Christmas, Clint thinks that Chris Pratt is his least favorite.
Yes.
And it sounds like because he has a lot of these weird accusations against Pratt, but I'm here to either further.
Oh, sorry. Continue. Let's drag his ass.
Okay. In Chris's defense, I have nothing against Chris as of, doing the research and just in general. I even have a poster of the Guardians of the Galaxy in my room, and it's the only poster I have. So let's get to Chris Pratt.
God.
I'm going to give you a minute to name as many films or shows that Chris Pratt was in.
Okay.
All right, ready? Name as many films or shows that Chris Pratt was in. Go.
Okay. Parks and Recreation.
That's it.
Parks and Recreation, the special reunion.
Okay. All right. Sure. Whatever.
Guardians of the
You're gonna say-
Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He will be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
You're pulling a Jeremy over here.
Avengers
God damn it.
Endgame. Is he in the one before it? Avengers Thanos Ashes.
20 seconds left. That's not the title.
That's all I know. What's the one with the
5,
robot
4,
dude? Sorry.
3, 2.
Parks
1.
and Recreation Part 2.
God, he spent half of the time trying to figure out what Infinity War was. What do you mean, robot dude? Oh, you mean Avengers 2?
Oh, that's Ultron. Okay.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in Ultron.
Never mind.
You couldn't name Chris Pratt in Jurassic World?
Oh, okay. Jurassic World.
We're done.
Jurassic. What's the one after it? Infinity Universe.
Jurassic World, Infinity War.
Jurassic Universe. What is it called? What's the second one called? You don't even know.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Only the first one was decent.
The first one was like, ooh, nostalgic.
I like the first one.
Jurassic Park.
I didn't
was
care
really
about the
good.
second one because they were like, life finds a way. We have to release all these clones of these dinosaurs. And I was like, yo, you're releasing these dinosaurs into a city. Like, what are you doing, girl? And it was so
There's a
dumb.
third one coming out. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, he was really, really into Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Like, he would say in interviews that like Jurassic Park was like his Star Wars. He was more into it than anything else. That was his jam.
Okay.
Well, we'll just get started with a little quick tidbit. Born as Christopher Michael Pratt on June 21st in 1979 in Minnesota, USA.
Oh, he's older
Born.
than ever been then.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yuck.
Now, he was born to a mom who worked at a grocery store in Safeway, and his
Mhm.
dad was a miner who also remodeled houses too. So a really blue-collar working class family.
Mhm.
Let's get into like a little bit more about his story. Let's do the lightning round. This one's going to
Here
be
we go.
5 questions once again. And Clint, how old is Chris Pratt?
41.
What is his previous job? There's a few. So what is one of his previous jobs?
I'm fat drunk.
Damn, dude.
A Target worker. I don't know why. I see him at Target.
Chris from
Walmart.
Target.
Actually, Walmart.
Damn, you're gonna put him down to a Walmart worker? Dude?
Mhm,
Even his
mhm.
mom was on Safeway, you know, she was a little higher than
Oh.
that.
Okay, fine. Food for less.
Okay. Who is he currently married to?
What's her name? Catherine Schwarzenegger.
Oh, who was he married to?
Anna Faris.
Okay. What is his highest degree of education and potentially what was his major and stuff, potentially, if he ever got it?
I'm guessing he went to college.
Hey, I
and-
could be tricking you. I could be tricking you.
Okay, I'm gonna say he went to college, and he has a degree in I don't know. Oh, this is a lightning round. English,
English?
same
Okay.
as Christopher Pine.
Okay. Our
Ooh.
last question. Which Oscar-nominated films was he in?
Really?
He
Films?
was in...
Multiple?
Yep. So I have potentially 4, for sure 3 Oscar-nominated films.
Oh.
And I just want you to name like one. You can try naming more if you want to.
Probably both the Avengers movies that he was in for like special effects and shit.
I wasn't thinking of any of the Marvel movies.
Oh,
So if you can think of anything else, I'll give you another try.
Well, I don't even know what movies. Jurassic World.
God, dude.
It's not gonna. I don't know any other movies, Jeremy.
I want to say most of them he didn't have a big part in.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he was in. Was he in 13 Years a Slave for being racist?
I can't believe, why are you so against Chris Pratt, man? What do you have against him? Like, that's
I
my
really
main
don't-
question.
I actually don't have anything against him.
I don't know. It sounds like you do. You just don't know what it is. That's what I think.
Maybe I'll find it in this episode.
Okay, well, that's my lightning round. Let's get to the answers. Let's start with some answers, get you a little idea of who this Christopher is, and maybe it will change a little bit of your mind.
Meh.
Now, I did reveal he is 41 years old when I said 1979.
Yes.
I forgot about that. So I kind of gave you a little bit of a freebie right there.
He old.
Chris Pratt is the oldest Chris. You were wrong about Chris Pine. Chris Pratt doesn't seem like the oldest one because he has such like a goofy personality.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Goofy or, immature.
I do agree though. I do kind of sense that like Chris Evans does seem to be like the youngest one. He does feel very young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Pine does have like an old look to him
Yeah.
too.
He has like that,
So-
that daddy look. I'm sorry.
Okay. The question number 2 in the lightning round was, what was one of his previous jobs? Now you said freaking some bum or whatever.
I said food for less.
And then you said he was a worker at Food for Less. And he never worked at a grocery store. He was a daytime stripper.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh.
In his teens, so when he was really young, so like 19, I think, he was a daytime stripper. So he would strip. He would get like called to do like, I guess, like bachelorette parties and things like that.
Oh,
Like he never got onto a club where like he would dance on top of a stage or anything like that. Like he never got up to Magic Mike style. But he was a good enough stripper apparently. So
all right, okay.
I'm telling you,
I never knew that.
More people, more actors.
There's 2
in the world.
2, Jeremy.
Channing Tatum and Chris Pratt. You thought there was just one, so that's more than what you thought.
You were like, there's a lot of actors that are strippers.
There's a lot. I stand by that rumor. Okay, I stand by that accusation, saying that there was many actors who used to be strippers.
There's 2.
Because like people get discovered, man. It's like, ooh, they're hot. I'm gonna put them in a movie. Why not?
They're hot. I'm not.
He would always say he did a lot of yard work things like babysitting, cleaning cars, mowing lawns. But that's when he was young though. When he got older, before he got his job in shows and things like that as an actor, he actually worked as a waiter at Bubba Gump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can see
and
it.
he did this in Hawaii.
He lived in Hawaii? Oh, look at this.
He lived in
I'm learning
Hawaii.
so much about Chris.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I never knew that about him. Like he lived in Hawaii, and actually that's where he got discovered. And at some point he was actually homeless in Hawaii, and he would live in tents at the beach.
Damn.
So remember in Parks and Recreation where he would live in a tent in the
In the
pits?
hole.
I guess there's something like that actually hits him because he did that. He actually lived and was homeless in Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah, but he would always tell people that, like, when he was getting interviewed about that, he's like, not a bad place to be homeless. You know,
Yeah,
if you're gonna
I
be
was just
homeless in
about-
one place, Hawaii's the place to be.
I would say it was like, it's not, I would not mind just living in the beaches of Hawaii.
Yeah,
But,
like it's not that bad.
No.
The last job that you could have said that I would have taken was a salesman, because he was a discount ticket salesman. So what he did was he would sell coupons out of his car. And apparently Chris Pratt actually like is really good at like smooth talking, and he's really good at people. So he was actually pretty good at being a salesman.
Okay. Yeah, out of all the Chris's, he seems like the most like one that's been through it.
He would have the most interesting biopic, you know, like he would have the most interesting story to make a movie off of, I think.
I would play him. I'll play you, Chris Pratt.
You know, I could kind of see that. I see that. I see your face a little bit. You know, you kind of have a little Chris
I'm
Pratt
Asian.
So diversity, whatever.
Okay, yeah, no one will complain. They were like, hell yeah, put it on.
You know, Crazy Rich Asians, put Clint edition, you know?
All right, here we go.
Okay, well, the next thing was, who is he married to? And you got that correct. He is married to Katherine Schwarzenegger, and he previously was married to Anna Faris. You know, and I think it's kind of cool. He's married to Schwarzenegger. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, to Arnold.
Imagine if his kids were all buff like that too,
Yeah.
like
Just came out.
all bodybuilders. Ooh, how intimidating would that be?
God.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. Our next question was, what is his highest education? You thought he was an English major? Well, I led you astray. Trick question.
He's stupid.
He dropped out of community college.
Oh,
so he
okay.
never,
So
I
he
don't know if
tried.
he ever declared a major, but he never got
Damn.
to like a university.
You know what classes he took?
No idea.
Okay.
And my last question was, what Oscar nominated films was he in? Now, I fact checked this, and Avengers Endgame, Infinity War, and the Guardians of the Galaxy were all nominated for their visual effects.
Look at me.
So
I know my
I guess
Oscars.
in theory,
I'm correct.
you were correct.
Uh-huh.
But the ones I was going for were Moneyball, Zero Dark
Oh, I forget that he was in the Moneyball. Oh,
30, and Her. He was also in Her.
Oh, he was in Her? I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
so
But,
these were all nominated
what was he, the
for
voice?
their like movie. Yes, he was the girl's voice. Yes, that's what it was.
It wasn't Scarlett Johansson. It was
No,
actually
he was a
Chris Pratt.
coworker to the guy, apparently.
Oh, okay. To the voice.
He was the male voice.
Oh, okay. Him.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you could choose. That's the sequel.
Okay.
They should have,
Oh.
honestly. They should have done that. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize
So he was in Zero
there.
Dark 30 for being a Marine.
I forget
in
that he was
Moneyball,
in there.
He was
A
a
player.
baseball.
Yeah.
He was a baseball.
He was the actual baseball that they used in the movie.
Yeah. You didn't see it? Like whenever they hit a ball, there was like a little scream.
Oh, they should make that movie. I would watch that.
Okay, well, that is our lightning round.
We're done?
No, we're not done. Okay, so we're going to get into our last two questions, which is more of a long form question.
Okay.
Chris Pratt also had his share of crime. Now, you were talked about Chris Pine being a criminal, being a goddamn drunk. Chris Pratt was also charged before, and he had to go to court. Yep, so he had his own thing. What was his crime?
Probably also drunk driving, but I'm going to say in possession of marijuana. It was in Hawaii. Someone saw his tent and saw all the weed, and
They saw they was growing weed out of his area, kind of like Parks and Rec.
Yeah, Parks and Rec.
Oh, dude, this is an act. That's his biography right there,
yeah.
dude. That's
he
his
wrote
origin
the script
story.
he wrote the script.
Oh, and then
for
he
the
became
show.
famous because in the movie, in the show, he actually became what was it? Johnny Karate.
Yep.
Ooh, damn! Oh my god, I never
Johnny
thought about this.
Karate. Johnny Karate. It's a
Chop, kick, punch, show. I don't remember. Whatever. Now, the second question, I like to talk about some controversies. So, Chris Pratt, in the recent times, there has been a fair share of Chris Pratt controversies. And he's had a few, even in the past. So, Clint, I want you to name as many as you can. Let's try 2 or 3 controversies that you think Chris Pratt has had. And you already know one. So, you already know the freebie. That was the one that happened, like a month ago?
What was that one? So,
I mean, see.
He's been rumored to be a really strong supporter of the Conservative Party, and rumors of him being anti-LGBTQ.
So.
There's rumors that he cheated on his ex-wife that caused them to divorce. He was a jerk on set of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, wow. The people person? You think he's a jerk?
Maybe he's like short-tempered, and then maybe some drug problems.
Yeah, you just think everything's wrong with him.
I mean, they found weed in his tent, so weed is the gateway drug, y'all. But yeah.
All right. Well, that was all my questions. We'll see if you are correct after this break. But before we go there, how do you feel you did, Clint? How do you feel about these 2 questions?
I feel like I'm going to learn a lot of new things about Chris Pratt. I don't think my answers were correct. I feel like we're going to learn some things about him.
We'll find out. Let's go to that break. Let's get into Chris Pratt and his share of crime. Chris Pratt, the king of crime. Okay, so with Chris Pratt, you're wrong. He never did anything related to drunk driving, getting a DUI, or having possession of marijuana.
Oh, man.
I don't know anything about whether he had his own weed garden or anything like that. He did say that when he was homeless and when he was hanging around, he did smoke a lot. He did say in interviews where he would be like, okay, when he was homeless in Hawaii, he would work just enough to make money so that he could buy bait for fishing, for going out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then getting drugs. That was pretty much his thing, where he would get high and then he would just spend a night in being homeless at the beach, which honestly doesn't sound too bad besides when it rains a lot. That's about it. Raining sounds the worst when you're homeless. With Chris, what he was charged for was he had an arrest warrant, actually. Someone had a warrant to arrest him because he was avoiding a $3,000 insurance ticket.
Oh, no.
That's about it. Yeah, it's not that exciting. So while he was
Uh-huh.
selling coupons and stuff, I don't know what an insurance ticket exactly is. It might be like he didn't have any car insurance for his car or something,
Yeah.
but he got a ticket for it. And I guess he waited long enough that there was an arrest warrant for him.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting because he was auditioning for a part in New York. And so while he was auditioning, apparently he had to fly all the way back to whichever state he was going to because there was an arrest warrant out for him. So he had to get that fulfilled or else he would literally get arrested.
Go to jail. Yeah.
Yeah, he would literally go to jail. So he had to go to court about it so that he could, I guess, pay his thing or whatever. Now, you are correct. This was like a while ago, and this was before he was famous and stuff.
Okay.
But it's kind of interesting. Now let's get on to controversies.
Ooh. This is what I came here for.
For the drama.
Yep.
Okay, so Chris Pratt has his own drama. The thing that you were correct was his most recent thing, which is a lot of people started thinking that he was a very hardcore right-leaning advocate.
Yeah.
And then because he attended a church that people thought was notoriously known for being anti-LGBTQ, that seemed to have a bad rep for him. Now, he did dispute this by saying, like, one, the church that he goes to, which is kind of connected to Hillsong. You might have heard of this church before. It's like a globally known church. It's one of those mega churches.
Yeah, Hillsong United.
And
they have some good songs, man.
I mean, honestly, they
got
kind
some
of do.
bangers.
Now, he did like kind of refute it, and he kind of was like, hey, the church I go to isn't anti same-sex marriage and all that stuff.
Okay.
He was just saying like it opens their doors to everything. And I actually have a list of other celebrities that attended Hillsong.
Oh.
So if you're going to hate on Chris Pratt, you're going to have to hate on the rest of these too. Justin Bieber, Hailey Baldwin, Selena Gomez, some of the Jenners, some of the Kardashians were there too, Vanessa Hudgens. Some of the sports people, Kevin Durant was found hanging out with the pastor. Nick Jonas, Haley Steinfeld. All these people. Bono was found there too sometimes. So there's quite a few that are out there.
I'm not surprised.
A lot of these, like if you hate them, you hate them, whatever. I know that Justin Bieber and Haley Baldwin are pretty adamant about being part of this church. Like they will sing in congregations at sometimes. And I listened to some, Justin Bieber's got some good pipes. Him singing gospel music is real good.
Oh, really?
Just putting that out there. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's good. His songs
I'm
are
Googling.
Nice. He can sing.
His new album, not so hot, but that Purpose album, y'all, it's good.
Now, being a rightist, it seems like from what my research can see is that he seems to not really vocalize his opinions, especially for politics. And it does seem like nowadays in this type of realm, especially in 2020, people think that like if you don't vocalize your opinions, you're kind of against the opinions. Yeah. Like if you're not with us, you're against us mentality. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But it definitely has that feeling nowadays. Like, oh, if you don't vocalize that you are against this type of whatever discrimination, then it sounds like you're okay with it.
Yeah.
And it kind of seems like that's what people are concluding because of all of this controversy.
Has he said anything about it?
I don't think he's really put anything about his opinions in politics.
Okay.
There was one article that I read that said like they tried to do a deep dive into his previous tweets and things like that. And it seems like he either could be maybe a little bit toward Republican stuff, but also it could be he's just really in the middle. Like he's donated money towards Obama's campaign, but he's also kind of said things about like, oh, where can I find this Republican channel and didn't find information about it. But like anybody could look up stuff like that too. So who knows? It seems like he's just really in the middle of the road. And I don't blame him because as an actor, especially when your image is on the line, I feel like I might not put exactly like my political leanings because then you would lose half of America's population of like what they want,
Yeah.
Before it used to be fine. It doesn't matter what you cared about. But then now it's like, oh, if you are one and not the other, half of the United States is going to shame you, All right, let's go into the other controversies.
Let's go.
Other things that he had were in 2017, he had a lot of controversies in 2017. Where he said, oh, I don't think there are any blue-collar movies that represent my life. So he was kind of saying like, oh, there's not enough representation about his type of people. But
white
if you
and
look
homeless?
if you look at a lot of movies, there are a lot of blue-collar movies. So he kind of got smacked for that. Exactly. So people were like, what are you talking about, Chris Pratt?
Is he high?
Other things was he was insensitive to the deaf community a little bit because he was upset how Instagram would mute videos when you scroll. So like when he wants to say something in a video that he has, people wouldn't watch it because it just muted, so they wouldn't hear what he's saying. And they'd be like, hey, turn up the volume for this video so you can listen. And people were saying that was kind of insensitive because there are deaf people who can't actually do that. You know, I definitely agree with the deaf community where, one, that's something that you can't do. But I also see his point of view where, like, he didn't mean it as any harm. He just was trying to get his voice out there.
It's just harder because you're
just
famous.
Didn't realize it. Yeah.
So your audience is way wider. Like, the deaf community don't care about me because I don't think anyone's...
He was quick to apologize for these things.
Okay. All right.
And yeah. And the other thing in 2017 was his separation with Anna. And then so that... I mean, we won't talk about exactly what happened. I don't think he cheated, so I think you might be wrong with that. I don't really know exactly, but there were a lot of rumors, especially during this time. He did a movie with Jennifer Lawrence called Passengers.
Oh, God. That movie.
One of the worst films of that year, for sure.
Oh, I forgot. I was like, I was going to talk about it. Like, I forgot to say Passengers. The weirdest freaking what?
It would have been a good film. No, okay. There's watch this YouTube video. I forgot who it's made by, but they talk about if you re-edit Passengers into a different storyline, if you kind of did it in a different way, Passengers could have been a good film.
It had potential. I get what they were going for, but they didn't do it.
Yeah, it's so stereotypical about like a guy who tries to like sacrifice his life for the girl, so that, but eventually they both survive, so it's good.
Oh my God.
It's like so dumb.
It's just the two of us that are awake here.
Like, I kind of like the premise of it.
Take advantage of the actors, man. They're great actors.
Yeah.
I don't know how great Chris Pratt is in drama, to be honest. But like Jennifer Lawrence, man, like
they were both like the highest at their times, you know, when they did that film. You know, like Chris Pratt did all those Guardian Galaxy movies and all those whatevers. And Jennifer Lawrence just finished the Arrow one with the girls and the Hunger Games. As you can tell, I'm great with names, guys.
Yeah. The Arrow girl.
Now, the last one was the most recent controversy as of the recording of this episode. What do you think it was?
I have no clue. What could have he had done?
It wasn't from anything he's done.
Oh, so what?
It was just a controversy that just popped up.
I don't know. I quit.
See, this is the part. Now, this is the part where like I kind of have to back Chris Pratt because for some odd reason, literally, there was a Twitter stream that went viral about how Jack Black was way better than Chris Pratt. For no reason whatsoever.
They wanted to
everyone
replace
started
him.
saying, everyone was like, oh, Jack Black would be such a better thing than every single thing Chris Pratt has ever done. If you put Jack Black in that film, it would have been better. I was like, God damn, like literally, what did Chris Pratt do? Why do you have to bring in Jack Black out of all people? Sure, Jack Black's a good guy. He's done a lot of films that are great. But why do you have to like drag Chris Pratt's name down the mud for no reason?
Man. People are bored.
You didn't even do anything.
That's funny.
Yeah. There was a tweet saying that if Jack Black was Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy, so there's a scene that Chris Pratt was doing, and then he would forget the name of the alien girl that he had a one-night stand with, right? Granted, that's literally part of the script, but they're like, oh, if Jack Black was Star-Lord, he would have been one of those people who remembered the name of his one-night stand. And I was like, who cares, man? It has nothing to do with the movie or the people, man. This has nothing to do with the exact things that you guys are complaining about. I don't understand it.
Just get Jack Black more movies.
That's the part that I don't understand. So there's some good things about Chris Pratt. He seems like an all-around great people person. There's a lot of things that he just kind of posts, I guess, and doesn't like think to his posts. And that's why he has some insensitive things about him too. But overall, for me, but I'm a little biased because I like his films, I don't really have anything too much against him.
Yeah, me neither. I like him now.
But that is my Chris Pratt episode.
Ooh, all right.
Well, that is the end of our episode. As always, we get into our last segment at the end to round it all off, but this time with a twist. Ooh. What is it, Clint?
Fast pack.
That's what we usually do. But because it's the end of the seasons of Chris,
Uh-huh.
what should we do?
We should rank the Chris's.
Let's revisit our rankings.
Yup.
All right. So, Clint, do you remember what your ranking was from the first time?
Yes, so I believe I had Chris Evans and then Chris Pine and then Hemsworth and then Pratt. And do you remember yours?
I think it was Chris Pine, then Chris Pratt, and then Chris Hemsworth or Evans. Maybe one of them tied for last, or they're like one of them's higher. I don't remember. But,
All right.
but I definitely will change mine now. So
Me
after
too.
hearing all of these things, it's flipping. It's like 180 almost, you know?
Me
Okay,
too.
Clint, let's start with you.
All right. So I would say my top is still Chris Evans. I will not remove him. I don't care what happens.
I don't care what he does.
He could stab a guy. All right. So Chris Evans, but my number 2 will be Chris Hemsworth.
Ooh, okay.
I just feel like, there's nothing wrong with him. Man. There's nothing.
Yeah,
like,
I couldn't find any dirt on him. He was like
Nothing.
pure. He was the only guy that was like perfect.
He was like, oh, he just wants to eat shrimp on the barbie.
God.
And then my third one would be Pratt. So he's not last anymore.
Oh, okay. A little bit higher.
Because it seems like he's a cool dude too. And I like the stuff that he
Yeah.
does, actually. I just like hating on him like the rest of the world.
Yep.
And then Chris Pine, I'm sorry, but you're so boring.
You're boring as hell. What are you even doing here, Chris?
Like I still
Do
like
something.
him. I still like him, but
Oh,
come
man.
on, give us something to talk about, Chris.
I know. Oh my God.
All right, your turn.
You know what's crazy, Clint?
Hmm.
I think I have the exact same list as you.
Oh,
Yeah. I
Chris
think Chris
Evans.
Evans. Chris Evans, the best, man. He has such great stuff. He did like my favorite film of 2019, dude. Knives Out is so amazing. You all have to watch it. And he seems like a genuinely funny guy, and he seems like very
Yeah.
chill and cool.
And he's
He
not
seems
afraid
like-
to talk
like-
about his like mental health stuff.
Exactly.
Come on.
Like he does a little bit of mistakes now and then, which is fine, but he also seems vulnerable. Like he seems like he's being a person when he's talking to people.
Yeah.
Granted, hey, these are all celebrities. What do we know, right?
Yeah, what do we know?
And then we'll go to Chris Hemsworth. Now, this one's really closely tied with Chris Pratt. Like either
Wait,
of them
you
could be.
have? Yeah, I was surprised that
two
you
or
have
three.
Hemsworth over Pratt. Okay.
It's because Hemsworth, you're correct. Like he just seems too good to be true, and there's just nothing wrong with him. So it's like I kind of have to put him higher.
Uh-huh.
And one before it was like, oh, Chris Pratt is so much funnier, and I like comedies more.
Mhm.
But after watching Hemsworth in Thor Ragnarok,
He's
it's just
funny.
like- he's funny. He's good, right? Like he knows what to do.
Yeah.
Like he can definitely pull his weight, and like he's
Mhm.
got good films, and
Mhm.
he just seems like a cool guy. Like I'd want to be his friend. That's
Yeah.
just how I feel with him.
Yeah, carry me, Chris Hemsworth.
The only thing is that carry you.
Yeah, he's too buff, huh?
Yeah, tall drink of water. The only thing with him is that he seems too into his fitness. Like that's the only part where I couldn't be his friend. Like I'd be like, no, I want to eat this donut. Just let me eat this donut, Chris.
Are you sure? I don't know what the accent
Let me
was.
eat the shrimp and the Barbie. Let me have the shrimp, man.
And some
Yeah,
pasta.
I feel like Chris Pratt would let me eat the donut. So
Oh
that's what
hell
I'm
yeah, he'll
thinking.
eat it with you.
Yeah. So that's why it's like they both could be like tied, or like one could be higher depending on my mood. I'm kind of putting Chris Pratt a little bit lower just because like there is a lot of controversies and there's like some things.
Just, yeah, a lot of things going on with him.
Yeah, so it just seems like there's like things he's hiding.
Yeah.
That's like the problem. Now I don't have anything against him, so I still like him a lot. So it's like one really high up,
Mhm.
2, 3, like literally like a point away from each other, and then like all the way on number one, like 1 point from 0. Okay, is Chris Pine because he's so goddamn boring, man.
Come on, he has a song with Barbara Streisand.
No, I don't care. So that's how I feel.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Chris Pine, if
Yeah,
you want to
Chris-
defend yourself, come on our show.
Yeah, you can suck it, Chris Pine. Whatever.
What the?
But
I still support
That-
him.
But yep, that's our end of the session, end of the season, end of the year. segment. And that's our Seasons of Chris. That's our Christmas special. Hopefully we'll do it again sometime. I hope you all enjoyed our podcast. We enjoyed you listening, going on this journey with us, learning about Clint, learning about Jeremy, learning about trivia, and learning about all that good stuff. What do you have to say, Clint?
Let's wrap this up.
Okay. The way to wrap up our last time together before we celebrate our new year, our new life, our enjoyment of fertility and happiness.
Fertility? I'm good. I don't want to do that.
Let's end it off with a song, Clint.
Oh, God.
And a 1, 2, 3. Thank you for listening.
We're glad that you're here.
It's the last episode of the year.
It's the Know This podcast
With Clint and Jeremy.
When you are listening,
You're not just fans,
You're
you're
family.
family. We want to thank you again for putting your time and listening to our podcast. You mean a whole lot to us. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa.
well, thanks for listening, guys. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Know This Pod. Please rate and review our podcast. It really helps us out. And if you have any suggestions or topics or comments about our podcast, please email us at thenowthispodcast@gmail.com.
And for the last time for 2020, cover art by Amy Hoffman, music by Karthik Kabrakran, edited and produced by Clint Valencia and Jeremy Mack. See you next week.
Bye, y'all. Be safe.
See you next year. Actually.
Oh.